Closing his bronze fist, Thinker lifted his gaze to the man in the bushy beard and linen suit in the wooden chair opposite. His words echoed in the nearly empty café as he spoke. The shadow swine seemed to have some new power. I fear for the soft hues of this land. Claude Monet took a long draught on the stub of a cigar and blew a wisp of smoke over Thinker's head. As do I. The blank canvas grows. Oui. There have been reports of new areas bleached white. The sinking village of the Alps. When you ceased dipping brush in paint, Monet looked at his feet and nodded sadly. I was immersed in depression. Do not berate yourself, friend. It was he who painted you. His poverty got the best of him, and no one, not even I, could have altered that. Gauguin would argue otherwise. Is he spouting more talk of revolution? Larger crowds come to listen. Many say you are growing old and are unable to lead us. My strength does not wane with age, but with the belief in the power of creation. I know that, but others do not. Thinker shook his head. It seems that no matter how hard we try, it is never enough. The shadow swine capture more and more of our kind. We are weighed down every moment by the sensation of time, and there are but two means of escaping this nightmare: pleasure and work. Work strengthens us. True. I only hope Bartholomew realizes this before it's too late. The Thinker shook his head. Yet now he struggles, leaving ripples of despair here, and he just... Thinker heard a buzz, then a whine. The gaslights in the café began to flicker. Tilting his head, the sculpted man glanced up. Every glass lampshade was quivering and expanding as if the god Vulcan was filling each with superheated magma. As the sound amplified into a din, Monet dug his boots into the floor and scooted his chair back. Although a painting, Thinker knew his friend could be injured as easily as any human, and rose to protect his ally. Diving over the table, he extended his bronze arms and tackled the gaping painter to cover the creation's body with his own. A moment later, the crystal globes exploded in a deafening blast, shooting glass in all directions. Streaming shards sharp as knives rained down. Thinker pushed Monet beneath the table. Strong back-heaving, he glanced to the side at the blinking barkeep, now dusted with glass shards. A few slivers jutting from the painted man's balding scalp began to bleed. Help me, he said, lip quivering. Artania's leader had just begun to stand, when a hissing sound from under the floorboard stopped him mid-crouch. A stunned Monet angled a finger at the ground, where rotten steam rose from the cracks in the wood. Shadow swine here? White tendrils twisted upward, filling the café with sulfuric fumes. Then, as if someone were using a crowbar to pry them open, the floorboards next to the bar began to part and a dark arm slithered from the opening. The barkeep gasped, stepping back, opened and closed his mouth in silent screams. The arm grasped him by the ankle, and the painted man stumbled and fell against the wall. The crack in the floor widened, swallowing half his leg, then a thigh, and soon his hips. Arms outstretched, Thinker vaulted toward the barkeep, crossing the room in 2 strides. He reached out, clutching at air. It was too late. The injured barman was gone. Another watercolored being taken below to become a mindless slave in Subterranea. No! He cried as the floorboards closed.